This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Krull.
Krull's different than you remember it.
You slick down your hair with a little...
But not that different.
Not that different.
You straighten out your...
Fuck.
Maybe...
Fuck. Okay.
Maybe we'll make a shorter episode because that last one was so fucking long. 30,000
Krull director's cut?
Full of incredibly exciting work, such as 250 years of Boyar ledgers and first-grade writing samples. The bookshelves are full of... The books all seem to be glued in place. You also can't get the bookshelf to move. If there's a secret passage here, the trigger is somewhere else in the room.
Great, that's great.
They're not fake books. Somebody just glued the books in place. Somebody went through a bookshelf with a tube of glue and just one at a time glued them all to the shelf.
Yeah, I don't care what the books are, just fucking glue them together.
Oh, so they were following orders. That's even better.
But sir, these books, some of these books are irreplaceable, one of a kind, containing knowledge. Just glue them down. Am I not being clear?
Just glue them.
As you shake hands with the Grim Reaper statue, the door at the top of the stairs opens. You quickly make your escape from the deadly crypt.
Here I thought we were in the end game.
Not even slightly deadly. We made it through that castle unfettered.
But we
You
definitely...
have entered an eerie, deserted graveyard. Strange moans wail through the trees, and mysterious lights...
Dude, we've been here so many times.
2 large crypts dominate the cemetery.
This is...
You have a bad feeling about this place.
This is old
There
news.
doesn't seem to be any immediate danger, but you suspect that death lies among the crypts and tombstones in this place.
Are you
That's
broken?
usually the idea.
Are you fucking broken? We've been here millions of times.
Millions.
This Let's Play has been a lot longer than we've shown you. This is actually a highlight reel.
Yeah. Welcome to Quest for Glory, episode 1,000,000.
We've been playing this whole time.
Episode 1,000,000.
Remember how we only aired 4 episodes from like the end of November to now? Whole time.
This is just a highlight reel.
We've been trapped in a Groundhog's Day type situation, folks. That's why we're so grouchy today.
Yeah.
We've actually done this episode hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. We've tried killing ourselves and each other, but Groundhog Day rules, you know how it is. And yeah.
Just checking to make sure it wasn't the 4th day. I haven't really been keeping track, so.
Oh, right. We got another question for Krull from Citizen Scribbler.
A question for Krull and or existentialism.
And or existentialism. Since the Cyclops was given the power to see his own death, why did he try to avoid joining the other heroes in the fortress? Did he really think that maybe his future was to be crushed in the closing door of some other magic fortress at some other time?
So, for folks who haven't seen Krull, the Cyclops race made a pact with the deal sometime before the events of the movie, where they traded one of their eyes for the ability to see the future. But they were tricked in that they could only see the moment of their own deaths. And that's just the origin story, the creation mythos of the Cyclops.
It's a
Krull.
cool one. It is.
It's cool, yeah.
I like it.
And it's explained that if a Cyclops tries to change his future, tries to avoid the death that he foresees, he'll experience great pain. So the basic idea is that Rel sees his own death and doesn't accompany the adventurers on the rest of the adventure. Because he's realized, okay, this is my time to die, I can see it, I will stay here and accept my death gracefully. The heroes race on ahead, but Rel comes to rescue them and gets smooshed by a door. He just gets slowly crushed like a bunch of grapes by a door. It's horrible. It's one of the worst deaths in a movie of pretty bad deaths.
Yeah, and he's like a heroic character. Like everybody loves him.
It's like sad. It takes ages. It's like the longest. He's just getting slowly pressed into Cyclops juice, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. It's awful. Maybe the only worst death is the guy getting slowly impaled by the thing in that cave of impaling things.
Yes, that was a bad one too.
That one was horrific.
There's some great 80s death scenes in that movie. It's great. It's great.
And I got a still all-time favorite death in any movie is the guy who dies in the wide shot.
Yeah, because you
right
can't
near the end.
You can't. It has all the glory of an off-screen death while still being on screen.
Like those characters are so insignificant that even though he has a name and a face and a little cute backstory with the other bandits, wide shot, dead. Anyway,
as if he was just a normal henchman. It was
so
great.
I don't know all the rules of the Cyclops magic, but the idea is he foresaw a death that wasn't that death. And because he went against what he saw and went to help his friends, he got to experience a much, much worse death instead.
Yeah. And that makes him a hero.
This is rare, where we get a question for Glory and/or Krull, which is non-hypothetical and which has a clear answer. So thanks for that, Citizen Scribbler. It's weird to have a sincere question.
But don't worry, the Cyclops comes back, according to the coloring books.
The canon loosely established in the Crullering books that were later released.
Yeah, where it all happens afterwards, and Rel is with them, hanging out. He did not get crushed in there. Or maybe he was just fine afterwards.
Oh, so you're back. Did you pick up anything while you were out?
Why? You're fucking useless. You can't do anything for us.
There is a secret passage to the castle. You must be very careful.
Enough bug-eyed, Joe.
Actually, it doesn't say that the Cyclops will die painfully if he tries to avoid his own death. It just says that they'll have a terrible... that they'll experience, like, great pain or great suffering.
This is what I'm saying.
I feel like a lot of Cyclopses must just, like, avoid their deaths then.
Yeah, I think you know what happened? Rel went in there, the two stones, because you never actually see him die. You just see the stones close, and you assume he's dead because you think he follows the, the laws of physics as an organic being squashed between two stones, that he would just be dead. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's fine.
Maybe Cyclopses can just be flat.
Someone removing the bar.
Maybe they can just...
Maybe if you just steamroll a Cyclops into a pancake, they're fine afterwards.
Yeah.
It's just there's the two things about Cyclopses. They got one eye, three things. They got one eye, they can see their own fate, and you can squash them and they'll be fine.
You get a fine meal of roast duckling.
Maybe he'll put his thumb into his mouth and blow himself back up again.
He'll do the Space Jam.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing was specifically established to say that he couldn't. Like,
Well, according to the canon of the Crullering book, he's fine.
Yeah,
he just blows himself up like Christopher Lloyd at the end of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It's just, it's established that Cyclopses will experience great pain if they try to prevent their own deaths. He experienced great pain by being crushed flat, and then later, when he got better, he rejoined the rest of his team, having escaped death.
Yeah. Knowing that he'll die peacefully in his bed.
Hey, Cyclops, I thought you got crushed. Yeah, I got better.
I got better.
Well, he can't ever go back to where they found the fire mares, or those, all those Clydesdales, because they'll, that's where that's where he saw his death happening. I assume he gets kicked by one of the horses.
Yeah.
There's like a really great sets in Crawl. Cost them all the money that they had.
And I forgot about my burglar alarm. Hope it
So-
wasn't too shocking for you.
some pretty serious animal cruelty as well. Amazing sets and just remarkable displays of animal cruelty. People running around, jumping on moving horses.
You have just gained the Paladin's honor shield through your actions.
What? Why? Because we
Did I
didn't
tell
kill
you
the
about
girl?
the time there was this guy
Oh,
walking
right.
into an inn with this big necrotor following him? He goes up to the innkeeper and asks for some stew to eat. The innkeeper looks nervously at the necrotor and asks the man what his pet will eat. And the guy replies, anyone he wants. Not bad, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You hand the gnome the good humor bar.
I keep forgetting that this guy looks like Kathy
You're trying the
Griffin.
old hot pepper bar on me? Hey, I'm the professional, kid. Don't try this at home. Not on a gnome, anyway. Hey, it looks good, though.
He eats the good humor bar.
Not bad. Pretty good, actually. Hey, I feel funny. I mean, really funny. What was that thing?
You tell the gnome about Baba Yaga and the good humor bar.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, pal. Guess this yuck's
Harry
on me.
Potter and the
This just
Baba
just
Yaga and the
can't
Good
thank you
Humor
too
Bar.
much. You're my hero, Nero. My main man, Stan.
The garlic in his room is smiling.
That's
Yep.
true.
So you got by with a pie, aye? My. Always knew the way to Baba's heart was through her stomach. Probably someone she ate. You know what they say about cannibals? Always having a few friends over for dinner.
Uh-huh.
I am so happy that it reminds me of the time Dimlit the dwarf came across a magic ring in the bazaar in Shapier. He rubbed it, and lo and behold, out comes a genie. I will grant you 3 wishes, said the genie. Well, for my first wish, I want a purse that's always filled with gold, says Dimlit. So shall it be done, said the genie. There before Dimlit appeared a purse. He turned it over, and a pile of gold spilled out on the desert sand. Again and again he turned it over, and more gold covered the ground. Master, you do have 2 more wishes left, said the genie. Oh, that's right, said the dwarf. Well, give me 2 more of these. Let me tell you, I'm every bit as happy as Dimlit was. You know what they say about humor? If you don't got it, you won't get it. And if you don't get it, I'm sure someone will try to explain it at great length. A flying rumor never has any trouble making a landing. I heard that the shopkeeper's husband left her because she was such a scold. She was a person who was quick on the floor. When she wanted his opinion, she gave it to him. Do you know why gnome jokes are so short? So that they won't go over the dwarves' heads. There's no point in telling a dwarf a joke with a double meaning. He won't get either one.
It's telling that we've restored this
What you
guy's
don't know
sense of
can't
humor.
hurt you. Dwarves are practically invulnerable.
We're just
Of course,
listening
Bob
in
is
studious
for me
silence
say
to his
they're all
monologue.
plain dumb. Most are pretty greedy, too. Dwarves get their money the horde way. They won't even spend the time of day. Dwarves don't care how people treat them, as long as they do.
So,
Of course, you know
most
what you
of
got when the
your
singing
humor
dragon fell
is
into the
racist
dwarf
humor, then.
line, a flat niner. And on that note, let's change the subject.
is that...
Specifically against dwarves, which
was-
incidentally you never encounter, I think, during the entirety of Quest for Glory. There might be dwarves in Quest for Glory 5. I've never actually personally finished it, but I don't think so.
We might have done the world a disservice, because before he was too confusing to be racist.
Well, now that I'm back in the funny business, it's one more show and I'm back on the road. I'm going to show these yokels that he who laughs last just didn't get it.
I'm gonna tell more jokes about those stupid, greedy dwarves. Bye.
Some people spread happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. Fortunately, you are the former. If you was the latter, you'd probably have a few rungs missing.
Okay, so he's
Before
just
you
an
blow,
asshole
Joe,
then.
I figure I owe you one. I'm gonna let you in on a secret only we gnomes know. I'm gonna tell you the ultimate joke. Don't wince, Vince. This is straight, mate. You tell this one, and whoever hears it is gonna laugh.
How many
Really
dwarves
laugh.
does it
Can't
take
help
to
it,
screw in a
can't
light
help
bulb?
but laugh. Only works once and should only be used in last resorts, Mort. It's the last laugh, so to speak. The best jest of the West. Yours for the telling.
The gnome tells you a rather silly joke. You find yourself laughing despite yourself.
See what I mean, Gene? Tell this joke to a big bad dude that's
So
out
he
to
just
do you
used
in,
his.
then exit while he's laughing. Use it or lose it. Bye-bye, birdie.
You can use that joke as many times as you want. Don't listen to him. It's not a fucking spell. All right?
You unlock the door to your room and go in.
It's the worst of the gnome's spell-like abilities. They've got a few, like, once per day, like dancing lights and stuff like that. And then they have another one just listed as once ever.
So, Andrew, was it worth it?
Huh? What?
Was it worth it to survive? And come back for this?
Yeah, it's all right.
Back to the meteor hole.
Oh.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Send in your questions for glory, your questions for existential dread, your fucking questions for Krull, your questions
Hit us
for
up with your
Karate
dwarf
Kid.
jokes, too. What the hell?
Yeah, lay down your best dwarf jokes. Fantasy dwarf, please.
Yes.
Fantasy dwarf. You know, beards, horned helmets, Scottish accents.
Greed,
Unless
hatred
you
for
are a
orcs.
dwarf, then just give us your favorite joke.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, everybody. Fucking stick and stay, all right?
Stick and stay, everyone.
Stick and stay.
Like a harpoon.
In that order?
Yeah.